welcome back to Cosplay in the Kitchen, where I review cosplays in a kitchen. I'm doing something slightly different from my previous videos today. So up till now I've been doing Star Wars stuff, but it's Halloween today, and hopefully it will still be Halloween by the time I upload this. So I thought I'd do something new that I'd got on from a horror film, and something that I hadn't seen reviewed on YouTube or spoken about much yet. Now, I love horror, as anyone who knows me will know. I have an awful lot of horror props, and this was a new one that I had to get from a film that I really liked, but isn't super heavily appreciated, which is the Blissfield Butcher mask from the film Freaky, which was a horror comedy that came out in 2020. It was a great little sort of concept. It was essentially Freaky Friday the 13th. What if you did a body swap comedy, but with a slasher killer? It's great fun, it's funny, but it's also got some really good gore, some really good kills, and some good horror elements. And I really liked it, and I love that they've done the mask, so I thought I would pick up the mask. Now, another thing that makes this review unique, though, is that this is a mask that I have modified, and I will go a little bit into the modifications I made in a minute. But I want to talk a bit about the mask, first of all. So, this is a mask, it's from Trick or Treat Studios. Trick or Treat Studios are generally known as probably the best sort of mass producer of horror items out there these days. They make brilliant masks, some great props, even some great replica costumes. You can always get better if you go with lots of the indie mask makers, but the ones that you get from Trick or Treat are very good for their accuracy and for the price you pay. And this is one from them. However, unlike their usual items, this one's actually a little bit cheaper. So usually when you pay for a mask for Trick or Treat Studios, you're paying between sort of £60 to £80, or $60 to $80 if you're in America. This one, making sense because it is plastic, is $20 in America. I paid $25 for it because in the UK you've got to pay for the import. But it is quite a lot cheaper, and it's still surprisingly high quality. So, as I said, it's made out of plastic. It's made out of quite a thick, sturdy plastic. This is quite important when you have masks like this, because what you don't want is for them to bend inwards when you're wearing them. You want them to keep their shape, and this one really does keep its shape. And then what you've got is this wonderful sculpt. The details on this, from what I can tell, are absolutely spot on in terms of the sculpt. There's not many good pictures of the mask. It's not worn very much in the film, but when you see it, almost all these details are perfect for these lines, these sculpts, this bit of imprint here, to the way the mouth opens and the position here, and even the size. It's a very strangely sized mask, because when you wear it, the mouth slot is actually down by your chin. But that's how it is in the film. So the sculpt is fantastic. According to Trick or Treat Studios website, the guys who worked on the movie props worked on this, and I think it really shows. I'd be very surprised if they hadn't used an original mould and just done it in cheaper plastic. But it's very cool. In terms of design, I really like this. It's a really good mask for a pastiche of like a horror character, in that it's a little bit of Jason and a little bit of Leatherface sort of all thrown in. They're kind of quite close together. Eyes remind me a bit of Michael Myers. It's got a little bit of all the classic horror characters thrown in, and then it's sort of fed through this sort of Aztec vibe, which is part of the sort of film's vibe, because it's all about an Aztec dagger and mystical powers, and he steals a mask from the same place. So it's very good. The paint job, I think, could be a little better. I really like the underlying tones, but they've given it this sort of red wash, and I don't really see that in the film. Sort of the red around here, look, the red around here. If you look very closely, you can see it's almost running down the cheeks. And I wonder if it's meant to be like a blood splatter, like just after he's killed someone or something, but it doesn't really have the colour or consistency of a sort of blood texture. So I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be, and it's slightly off the mask. It doesn't take too much away from it, but yeah, the paint job's not exactly spot on as to how I would like it, but it's good enough. And then you have the back of the mask, and that's where I'm going to talk about my modifications. So, as you can see from the back, you've got this bit of elastic, and that is all this comes with. This strapping is stuff that I have done, I have made and I have added. So when you get the mask, you just get this one bit of elastic and this little pad here. and you can just wear it with a piece of elastic, which is fine. For the money you're paying for it, I wouldn't expect any different. But that's not how it is in the film. In the film, he's got a Jason Voorhees style leather strap that doubles over like this with rivets. And I decided to make one. So I made one just out of an old bit of belt that I had. I painted it up brown, added the rivets and just stuck it on. Literally just super glued it on. I left the elastic on, so the elastic actually holds it on my head, and then the strap is just for the visual look. So that is all added by me, just to kind of add and complete the visual look. But yeah, apart from that, that's about it. If I try it on, you'll see what it looks like. Yeah, so when you put it on, it looks like this, which I really like. I just think it's a really cool alternative slasher killer that you don't see done very often. I think it would make a great couples cosplay if I get my wife to do the female version of the killer when he swaps bodies. I think we could have real good fun with it. And yeah, overall, I was really impressed with this. I thought it was really, really cool for the price. And if you enjoyed the film, I recommend it. If you like collecting sort of horror masks and want some of the more obscure ones, I recommend it because the sculpt is very, very good. It's very, very accurate. And the price for it is really, really good. It looks really cool hanging up next to all my Jason masks. So yeah, that would be the Blissfield Butcher mask from Freaky. That's my Halloween review. I'll be sure to do some more Halloween reviews, well, scary item reviews. They won't be on Halloween, as and when I get new items, because I love buying horror items. I certainly got my eye on getting the dagger from Freaky that Trick or Treat Studios are bringing out to go with this, but as of the time of recording, it's not available. It's not out yet. It's due out at the end of November, but they're doing a really nice resin prop replica of the dagger, and I'm really looking forward to that. So until then, I will see you next time. Thank you.